Hello, this is Jalal. It's pretty late, about 2:30, past my ideal bedtime, but it's a good time of the evening to talk about drives and motivations about relationship, wanting someone to be partnered with, for either a man or a woman. So the thought that I had about this particular video relates to a situation I was in about 4 years ago when I've always, ever since I was a teenager, really wanted to be in a relationship, really wanted to have a girlfriend and to be partnered. Astrologically speaking, I'm a Libra. When I started to understand what that was about, and somebody told me what that was, a lot of the characteristics seemed to make sense for me, which was kind of comforting. Like, oh, all right, this helps me understand sort of how I am. And Libra is about often balance, beauty, harmony, being even-handed decision making, and the scales, which can be in or out of balance. So there's potential to be on one extreme or the other. And combining with my my Libra sun, there's actually which is an air sign. I have an Aries moon, which is the exact opposite of Libra, which instead of necessarily wanting partnership, it wants freedom, independence, adventure, and to do its own thing. It's a fire sign. And then there's actually a lot of water aspects to me as well, which is about family and nurturing and caring. So these are qualities that I see show up in me, and whether or not you believe in astrology or other systems doesn't really matter to me, because it helps me understand tendencies and qualities that I have. For better or for worse, I can use them for either good or ill. There's actually systems that I've worked with that are even more powerful, I believe, than astrology, that include astrology and go further than that. And that's part of what Embody Yourself coaching is about, is taking this in a more practical, less of a airy-fairy kind of a way, and making it really practical, whether or not you are interested in the subtleties behind it, but practical, embodied, real, authentic, how do I live in the world as myself. So about always wanting relationship and having different challenges with being in them, finding someone I could be with. I was a late bloomer. 19 was the first time I had my girlfriend. Lots and lots and lots of pining in high school, middle school, even, 4th, 5th grade, elementary school, of, Charlotte Marie Lindberger, who I had this tremendous crush on, and she was a dear friend. And I think she's the reason why I love girls in glasses, because she wore glasses and she was so darn cute. And I just remember writing poems for her, and we were friends, but that was it. So for a long time I didn't think I was actually going to have relationships, and then finally I did. Then I started to realize that I could be attractive, and not just to one person, but maybe to more people. And then the side of me that felt really neglected wanted to express itself of like, ooh, kid in the candy store, I want a lot of relationships, or I want to meet this person, and what is it like to go out with this person? And then after a couple long-term relationships, I felt like I just wanted to date. And so I did. And I think that's probably healthy for us to a degree. To know what we like and what we want and who we get along with and who we are actually too. But I feel like I did it in a very ungrounded way at some point. And I was definitely seeking back in 2006, 7, 8, about 4 years ago. And I met one woman who I had a really intense relationship with, but I didn't feel like I could really be with her. There was something I didn't feel safe about, something that kind of, almost she was too adventurous, which was kind of interesting for me to say, because I'm supposed to be this adventurous race car driving, jump out of airplane kind of guy, but there was a sort of a crazy chaotic quality to her that, and I'm not projecting, trust me, this is a woman who didn't wear seat belts and I mean, like, drove really fast and was almost like ready to die, and it was a bit too, ooh, this is a little, what's going on here? And so I was seeing her, and I also started seeing another woman who was more solid in terms of her feelings and how she was. There was a bit more of an emotional softness, but there was also a bit more of a hard edge in some other ways, and there wasn't a spiritual depth that I knew I really needed. Although we would meditate together, we had a quality that was very receptive between this other woman and I. But it really felt like I couldn't be with either one or the other, and it was like being torn in two directions, and it was really hard for me, and I also felt that it was hard on them. And they knew of each other, hadn't met, but it was, the love triangle. And I just was really getting frustrated about what was I missing about relationship? What was I missing about this? So I'm gonna pause this and we'll continue in the next video.